3, 2, 1, go.
JayCast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of JayCast. Woo! Today is the first live edition of JayCast. Who else is hyped about this? I'm excited.
Is it really?
This is the first ever live edition of JayCast. We had planned about doing it a little while ago. It didn't really work out. Season 2 came along, and we're about a lot of new things coming into Season 2, and we're pretty excited about it. As you can tell by this whiteboard over here, there's a lot of hype and excitement going on over here in our studio, which is my basement and your room. So, we're doing well today, kids. Let me autofocus about that. First of all, hello to everybody in chat right now. Say hi to everybody. You can't be seen in the actual thing, but anyway, you can say hi there, and we'll see it in here. My chat thing is not working again. Go figure. So, I'm a little bit delayed on that. Anyway, Mr. Yeti Iroh. Hello.
Hi.
We don't have a guest today. As Season 2, we have a new segment thing for whenever we do not have that occur. Whenever we do not have a guest, we have to make an extremely creative story why we don't have a guest. Are you
I know
ready?
why. I know why our guest isn't here today.
All right, go ahead and tell your story, sir.
Long story short, about a week ago they had to go. About a week ago, they went to go.
Thank you for bringing out a vine. Continue. Just shut up.
They went to go make reservations to go skydiving, and the reservations fell through, so they had to make more reservations. So they ended up being late, and they finally got to go skydiving.
Fell through, but oops.
Right. They finally got to go skydiving, and they were so excited. They jumped out of the plane, and on the way down, they hit a bald eagle, and it became lodged in their forehead. So then they hit the ground and were never heard from again. So that's why we don't have the guest we were supposed to have.
So that current YouTuber is dead. We apologize about that. We're morbid start, but I like it. Anyway,
It's a shame.
it's okay. We're all right on it. It's totally okay. This week we've actually just decided we're going to just do it. Excuse me. That was weird. My nose stuffed up immediately. I'm getting hacked by people, I guess. Anyway, as I was saying, so this is the first live edition. Welcome to everybody that is here. Today, we have got another buttload of topics. Today, kids, did you not like Jerry Seinfeld growing up? Did you not like Jerry Seinfeld right now? Did you like Jerry Seinfeld? If you did, I feel sorry for you, because you're not gonna anymore after we talk about what he said. It's gonna be fun to talk about his crap.
Isn't this old news? Didn't Jerry Seinfeld... Oh, no, I'm thinking of Kramer.
No,
Never mind.
Nope. Kramer pulled the crap on it. Seinfeld was very, very recent. I actually learned this from another YouTuber who talked to me about it, who just basically, in a nutshell, he told me, he was just like, hey, go read this article. And it's Jerry Seinfeld talking trash about us. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about the new Guitar Hero that'll be coming out very, very soon. We're going to be looking at release dates for that, talking about our hype train for it, what's going to be like on next-gen graphics, and how awesome that's going to be. In addition to the fact that this week we had Mortal Kombat 10 and Grand Theft Auto 5 for the PC. I'm going to be ranting about why I hate the PC version, and more to come from that later. In addition to the fact that Mortal Kombat 10... I have a fun story about talking about that today. Yeti, I'm assuming that we also have a lot of fun things to talk about because I think we both like Mortal Kombat as much as the next kid. After that, we shall be talking a little bit of Throwback Thursday today. I read an article about MVP Baseball 2005 earlier, and I'm going to be talking a little bit about that. Maybe, maybe not. It's kind of a iffy topic for us. In addition to, we're going to be talking about TV's future with, after seeing Video Game High School's immense success, I read a couple articles about a couple people that were super amazingly excited about, how an indie platform such as this became so successful just from a couple simple things. And Super Smash Bros. Has got a movie that potentially might be coming out. Ocarina of Time, the 2D version, is in development right now. So kids, strap on your seatbelts. It's going to be pretty intense today. Right, Yeti?
Yep, right.
Was that root beer that you were drinking earlier? Was that a little tainted?
You mean spiked?
No, I said tainted. I said tainted. I meant tainted. Darn it. I said what I meant. And according to Liam Racer, we'll also be talking about pizza today. I don't believe that is a true statement. Turn up for Gallonade, kids. That's my thing. If anybody else has used it, even Gatorade themselves can't even use that, even though that's their product. Anyway, so let's get on to the first thing that I talked about. Mr. Jerry Seinfeld calls YouTube a piece of trash.
Yeah, you're going to have to take the reins for this one, because I didn't hear anything about this.
Now, this is very interesting. Like I said, I discovered this from a friend of mine who sent a screen cap of the article that he had read. And in basic, he calls YouTube a giant garbage can of user-generated content. Yeah. How do you like that quote?
Actually, I don't really care about that, because that's basically what it is. I mean, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and there are a lot of people who do YouTube things and love being on YouTube watching the user content that he calls trash. So that's like saying, Guardians of the Galaxy was trash, and it clearly wasn't, because everybody loved it.
Right. I find it funny because another thing that he says, at the upfronts for Crackle, a video streaming service, Jerry Seinfeld answered a question about user-generated content by saying, "We have a giant garbage can called YouTube for user-generated content." He elaborated that his feeling about videos made by mere mortals is the less, the better. Which basically kind of cuts it down. We produce stuff that is way better than the first season of Seinfeld. The first season looked like crap. It's practically unwatchable, was something that he had quoted as well in this.
I think this might be a giant troll deal.
Doesn't that feel like it? Although, my reference is from the TV guide. So everything from the TV guide's true. Probably. I mean, it's just like the internet. Everything.
Yeah, I was going to say, you saw it on TV guide, so it must be true.
It's always got to be true. I just kind of found this interesting, just to see that... Because I actually watched a couple people's YouTubers' reactions to this. Brock Baker was one of them, and I kind of laughed at it because he basically made a Vine of how upset he was about it, and I'll see if I can try to publish it on Twitter later. But he basically is freaking out. He's like, "Well, screw you, Jerry Seinfeld! Screw you!" And to be honest with you, when we kind of look back at it, there is millions and millions of people that do YouTube now. Some of them for hobby, some of them for job. Most people are trying to do it for the job and for the YouTube money, though. I mean, that's you can't argue with me on that one, right? I mean, his user-generated content, like you said, it makes sense.
I mean, I don't understand why he's attacking YouTube, considering it's basically a social media forum in the form of putting out videos about things you like doing or want to do or whatever. It's essentially just like Facebook or Twitter like that, except it's done through videos instead of text.
Exactly. It is what it is. I mean, quite frankly, it's having YouTube become bigger to the point that people can make millions off of just basically ad revenue and sponsorships is insane to see how that works in a general sense. I mean, you got to agree with me on that one. Whoever thought in 2007 that YouTube was just going to go, "Oh yeah, we're going to be making billions later, man. It's going to be awesome. Our top top subscriber is going to be, the face of YouTube is going to be a gamer. I mean, who predicted all this stuff? I mean, in all seriousness, did you really think that this was going to happen to YouTube back in the day?
Not even.
It blows my mind.
YouTube didn't even think it was going to happen to YouTube.
No, they're shocked as can be.
There was at one point where PewDiePie broke YouTube because he had so many. I can't remember if it was views or subscribers or something, but he had so many, the number just wouldn't go up anymore.
I agree. That was interesting. You get to a point in one of the videos. Are you talking about Gangnam Style when it almost broke YouTube because it didn't have the correct algorithm to protect it? It just
or was it
blows
Gangnam
your
Style?
mind how that works like that, though. And the one thing that I've noticed, and I didn't realize about this because I never invested into this idea, have you ever noticed, by chance, when you go to Vivo channels, like Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, and whatnot, their videos are hitting like nearly 3 times. No, that's way incorrect. They're hitting like 50 million views as a low. Like, I think I went to Taylor Swift's page, not because I like her. Let that be clear. Let that be clear, kids. Don't be nice. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, shut up. I went to see Blank Space. Was that like 300 million views or something like that? Like, she's got like 5 or 6 different, like, couple 100 million view ones, and it just blows my mind. I'm like, okay, you got to be getting the YouTube money off of that.
It's also like an issue of Vivo being the channel to go to for things like that, because there's probably 500,000 videos of the same song, but there's only, like, Vivo is the one to go to listen to the song because it's the official one. So it's the most visited one out of all of them.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree with you on that. Your face is a little off on the camera. You had to adjust that real quick. Yay for doing live podcasts. So I can actually do that now. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, YouTube, in its sense, I agree with Seinfeld that it's a lot of user-generated content. To the side that it's getting into the garbage can, well, that's kind of where we're walking to, guys. Welcome to the internet. The internet's kind of taking over now. Wouldn't you agree on that? Also, can you do me a favor, Yeti? You are a little bit left.
That's what I'm working on fixing that right now.
Thank you. You're good. You are good enough right now. And if anybody else is OCD and they don't like it, it's okay. Anyway, as we're saying, the next thing, let's make a little fun transition. Let's talk about Video Game High School and its overwhelming success. A while back, obviously now they are on Hulu, Netflix. They are on. There's another streaming service that I think has them, but I can't think of it at the moment. Anyway, they're streamed through both of those. They have
I haven't
tons of
seen
merchandise for it. I'm surprised.
What is it about?
In basic, it was a school that was dedicated for strictly video games. You could literally go to school to get prepared to go into FPS, role-playing, sports, strategy, MMOs, RPGs. You could create games for it. Like, they had all these different types of classes that you could take for it. And it's about this one
classes just to learn how to play video games?
Now, that's not the whole series, but I'm just giving a background on what exactly the Video Game High School is.
So it's not like to learn how to get a career in video games. It's just to learn to play video games?
Yeah, pretty much. And also to create video games, I guess. It's both. It's a two-way street. And I thought this was kind of cool. It's about a person who's an FPSer, and first comes to the school out of sheer luck because he played in this match against like the best player in what seemed to look like a Battlefield 4 in real life sort of look to how they created it. And he ended up killing the best player in that game who was going at Video Game High School at the moment. So then, sure enough, after that happened, he beat him on national TV, by the way. So, that being said, ended up getting an invitation to go to Video Game High School. Now, the best player in the world hates his butt and just tries to kill him, and it just goes everywhere.
Like real life kill him or a video game kill him?
Kind of torture him in real life, but not like physical. Well, okay, I guess a little bit physical, but mostly emotional, and then tries to get vengeance on him. As the whole thing goes on. And at first, he's successful. Later on, He's not as much, and they played 3 seasons out with this. He ended up getting a girlfriend. He's got a bunch of best friends that did certain things. It was an extremely cool show to see. In an indie development sense, not very often do you get a full-out, like, full-scale TV show such as you saw with the internet TV show, I guess you could say, and have as much success as they did. I think each video got, 2 million views on average. Like, the first season got, 14 million on each episode. So, safe to say, it got pretty crazy over there. Let's just say that. A lot of overwhelming success. There's a lot of merchandise they put behind it. They put a lot of sponsorship dealings. They even had Monster going on with them, and they sponsored and got them rally cars for whenever they did racing scenes for the video games. They had what else was there? They created their own energy drink in the first season. I think they had Monster sponsor them. Like, all the kids were drinking Monster, the typical stereotype, huh?
I don't understand why that's a thing. Like, Monster tastes like crap. So does Red Bull. I don't understand why everybody is just loving those drinks.
That's why I drink Real Tree Outdoor, random stuff. I don't know what exactly it's called. It's sold at my workplace, so I very rarely have one. Kids, don't have energy drinks. Drink coffee in the morning. Since I know Protodef's watching this, shout out to Protodef, because I know for sure that you like coffee. Just a little bit.
Well, coffee's actually good for you.
Yeah. Semi.
It is.
Semi.
I mean, in moderation.
Semi. Soda.
It's good for your liver.
Good for you too.
No, it's not. There's nothing about soda that's good for you.
I was just seeing what you would say about that. The internet's never true. Anyway, so let's get on to our next thing here. So the Video Game High School is having its overwhelming success, and it's having a lot of fun behind that. All right, now let's go on to talking about... Let's actually make a small leeway. Yeti, what type of games have you been playing this week, good sir?
If you would have asked me that last week, I would have had a better answer for you, but now I can't remember. I've been playing a lot of Skyrim, but I've downloaded about 30 different mods for it and having fun with that. I've been playing a game called A Wizard's Lizard, which is basically like a dungeon crawler. A Wizard's Lizard. And it's like a dungeon crawler that's similar to The Binding of Isaac,
hey,
but I think it's better.
Here's my wizard with my lizard. What's up? Good grief. Anyway, the name just blows my mind. You know.
Well, me. You play as a little dragon lizard, and you have to save a wizard.
Go figure.
So it's a wizard's lizard.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would play again. Recommend my friends. I've been playing Payday 2 a lot. I've been loathing about people playing Grand Theft Auto 5 recently.
You always play Payday 2.
I always do.
Like, you stay on Payday 2.
We do at least about 2-3 different hours on it. So it we definitely like to stay active on it. I think the one thing I've always found about that was it's kept a good integrity, and that's something that you need to keep a game alive to this day is integrity. If you go behind and play one of those games, you don't get the idiots that are like, Call of Duty, no scope, 360, I'm so much better than you. It's, I'll make an example. Kids, don't do anything that's in that video game, by the way. Because you literally do nothing but rob banks the entire time. So just a heads up, kids, don't do it in real life. Just like we're going to be talking about Mortal Kombat a little bit later. That'll be very, very interesting. Anyways, I was saying, so you get into a lobby, and basically, right off the spot, people are trying to work together. We're going to go to a bank heist. We're going to go rob a bank. We're actually coordinated on this. It seems weird that this happens, but we're coordinated on this. If you're playing with random people, let's say I get 4 random people, first thing, who's got the saw? Who's got the ECMs? Who's got the pistol? Who's going to take out this person? Does anybody have this perk? Do we have this going? Are we good with this? How are we going to approach? You can literally go into a pre-planning segment and have a blueprint mapping of the place. You can have an individual person write down, okay, I'm going to go through this way. You're going to go through that way. You're going to go through that way. You can actually individually draw and plan out individual mapping for it. That's how cool I think that game is. You get a sense of integrity behind the game, and that's why I think Payday 2 has been so successful. In addition to the fact they make a lot of money because they sell like 65 DLCs. I mean, let's face facts on that.
It's like Evolve, but with robbing banks.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say pretty much. Except you're not really facing against another human. You don't really have to. So let's see. I've been playing Team Fortress 2 recently. I'm going to move this. What have I been actually playing any other severe games? I got Dead Space 1 and 2 earlier, and they don't work for me, so I'm not playing those right now, I guess. It is what it is. But, whatever.
Oh, speaking of Dead Space 2, I would invite everybody watching or who will be watching to go to Humble Bundle. It's a website where you get a bunch of different games like for super cheap. I got Dragon Age 1, Dragon Age 2, Dead Space 2, and like 3 or 4 other really good games that I can't think of, plus like 3 other games that I can't remember because they're like obscure indie games, all for $5.
I know where I'm going after this stream. I don't know about you guys, but I think we should be sponsored by Humble Bundle.
Every week, Humble Bundle has a brand new bundle with a theme.
Humble Bundle's got a brand new bundle every week. Humble Bundle's got a brand new bundle every... I was going to go on a rhythm on that, and then I biffed it at the first line in.
That you did.
Kids, don't do a J Games 42. Don't do that. That's bad. Anyway, let's talk about the new releases for this week. Huh? Let's get a little excited in here. And then also loathe a little bit after that. Mortal Kombat 10 released on Tuesday. And let me tell you my experience. The game was very well built. It's got its typical sense for Mortal Kombat. Next-gen graphics are definitely involved in this one.
Oh my god.
Let me tell you a story about how I discovered the fatalities and brutalities of that game. I was curious, and I did a bit of research for this podcast, because I have not individually played it myself. So I went online and watched the YouTube video for all fatalities and brutalities in the current game, as of right now, that people have recorded. Oh!
It's on a completely different level from any other Mortal Kombat. It was hard for me to watch. It was so like gory.
Oh gosh.
I think the goriest part is when they do something that exposes the windpipe and they actually show bubbles coming out of the windpipe from like air escaping.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I watched all of these before this podcast while I was eating dinner. This is a true story. Kids, don't watch the fatalities and brutalities of Mortal Kombat 10 while you are eating dinner. Not a good idea. Don't do it. Oh, gosh. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Not very often. I was eating, like, meatloaf, and I just kind of, like...
Oh.
I was just kind of, like, sitting there, like, in my chair, just, like, leaned over and, like, just had it to my face, and I was just like... like half the time. Goodness.
What would you say your favorite one was?
I don't want to. The I can't think of her name. But the girl who just shoots the guy in both knees and then shoots him in the head and stops the gouging of blood with her gum. And then it just blows up. And I'm like, are you kidding? And the dude that's got the freaking hat that works as a drill and then splits him in half. Like
a drill. Oh, you mean Kung Lao?
Yes. And
yes.
oh gosh. And is that Sub-Zero that does that? That they blow a hole into the middle of the guy's system or something, and the spine is still there, and he takes the spine and just splits it in half. And I'm not going to talk about this anymore because I think if anybody is like under like 14, they're probably like, "Whoa!" or bleh.
It was pretty nasty.
I'm going to tell you right now, kids, if you need to go watch this with an adult if you're like 14 years old. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you're in college or whatever, who cares? You're fine. You're plenty fine. But it's morbid. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. It is morbid and it is kind of creepy. And in addition to the fact, Grand Theft Auto 5 PC. Let's talk about that. Grand Theft Auto 5 PC came out and thus rendering Rockstar's reign of $180 sale on customer individuals. How pathetic do you find that?
Wait, what?
Think about it. First edition was the Xbox 360 PS3 edition. That launched way back when. I don't remember the official date.
Yeah.
Next gen came out. Okay, now that has more people with more features to have people to buy the next gen. Now the PC version came out at another different date, and now they can buy that, leading to a $180 sale on individuals who are like, whoa, it's got this now. Whoa, it's got first person. Whoa, it's got heist now. No way. It is so cool.
Wait, is the PC version $180?
No, the PC version is $60. I'm saying people buy $60 each time they get this game.
Oh, okay. I didn't know where you were going with that.
I don't get that. It drives me freaking nuts. Like, I'm sorry, for me personally, it was like, why on earth would a game, thank you Protodev for clarifying, November 2013 that was launched, why on earth in the 2-year span would you just launch this game? Like, that just doesn't wrap around my mind, you know? But it's a genius tactic and it's a bad tactic at the same time. And the reason why I find it a genius tactic is because Rockstar still managed to get a lot of people that got all 3 different systems. Think about how many YouTubers decided to get all 3 versions for it. Just think about that for a second. I'll make an example. Jacksepticeye did that. And how many other people did that? How do you think?
I don't
Van
know.
Van House Gaming with his buddies. They did the same thing. Just for me, I just don't like that idea, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, if each release was 2 years apart, it's not like you're spending $60 once every 2 years.
Yeah, with a spread amount of time. But still, it's
You do now have 3 copies of the same game.
Yeah, you've got 3 copies over 2 years. Like, you could have literally launched all 3 versions in like 2014 and then took a year to develop your next Grand Theft Auto. Doesn't that make a little bit of sense to you?
I mean, they probably just released the other ones first because they just couldn't. The PC one was too demanding. They just didn't have it done in time. Am I?
I got interrupted there. My apologies for that. Anyway, so as we were talking about before, with Grand Theft Auto 5 being released, and now new Guitar Hero will be releasing momentarily soon. What do you think about that, Mr. Yeti Hyrule?
I think that's awesome. I wish I had a new. Like, I don't have a PS4.
Your camera fell.
It did.
It's like all like screwed up now again.
Oh, Lordy Lou.
Lordy Lou. What in the world? Who says Lordy Lou?
You know who says Lordy Lou?
Apparently you.
Markiplier.
I guess Markiplier does, and I've never seen that video.
There we go.
There you go. Good job. 10 out of 10. I don't know why I keep saying 10 out of 10, but who cares?
I forgot because of Game Grumps.
Probably.
I forgot what I was saying.
I don't remember what you were going to
Oh, yeah.
either. Oh, yeah, it's about Guitar Hero.
I don't have a PS4 or an Xbox One, so it's like I'm excited about it, but I'm not too excited about it because I don't have any of the systems it's coming out for.
I'm sad about that too. I really badly wish that I could find. They don't have an official release. It's supposed to be in like 2015 time though. Like sometime this year they're supposed to be. I think it's like later this year. But there's not an official like date when they're projecting it to come out. They just said late 2015 by the wiki, by IGN.
God, I can't. I gotta like my webcam is like slanted. I have to fix that.
Oh boy, Yeti's going off. on a Tuesday, I'm gonna sing a stereotypical song that everybody used a while back in Vine. Speaking of which, I can't wait till Jerry Seinfeld discovers Vine. if he thinks YouTube is a garbage can full of user generated content, he's gonna hate Vine. He is gonna hate Vine.
God, Vine is so pointless.
D's nuts. Ha! Got him. I'm glad you don't follow trends.
Wait.
Other way. There you go. Good job. 10.
10 out of 10.
That's just how I describe everything now. I'm an official game reviewer now. / critic. I put on the Glassics. My Glassics here are doing well. All right.
So how about that? How about that Ocarina of Time 2D development?
Ocarina of Time. I'm kind of excited about that because it's giving me that nostalgic feeling to play A Link to the Past again.
It's done like that. Like all of the, for those of you who don't know, there's a group of fans creating an Ocarina of Time 2D version. I actually played a little bit of it on my channel, but the demo stops at once you get out into Hyrule Field, I think. And now the game has progressed up to the Lost Woods where you meet Saria, like in the forest meadow.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm excited. I'm going to be definitely playing that when that comes out. They got permission, correct? Just to make sure to make that fan game?
I don't know. I mean, they're making it, so I guess.
They haven't really persecuted it yet, so I'm assuming they got it. It is what it is.
I am most curious to see how they're going to do the water temple.
I'm curious about that too.
How are they going to make that work?
I wonder if they're going to do like a Super Mario thing where it's like they switch the platformer so that it's just a focus on top of the water and then you kind of just go through the level as such for that. But yeah, that really that's a good point.
I mean, there is like a mode in there where you can go and like it switches from like top-down view to side view, where it's like you're looking how normal Link to the Past looks, and then it switches and it looks like a side-scrolling platformer. For like specific areas, you could switch it like that. So I don't know if they're going to incorporate that or do like you said with the Mario thing.
I almost kind of wish there was a way that they could make it. I don't know if this is a good description or not, so bear with me. Do you remember me playing Fez a while back? A little bit on my channel.
I think vaguely.
Okay. It's where you can change it from a 2D to a 3D. Like it's a 3D model, but you play 2D.
So it's like it's like what people call 2.5D.
Yes, that's actually a very good way to put it. I wonder if there's a way that you could actually do that in the Ocarina of Time sequence. I'm kind of hoping that actually happens. I guess we'll find out as time progresses for it. So let's get on to our last topic of the day. Probably, maybe I'll have a few more topics. Who knows? How do you like this? Super Smash Brothers, the movie. What do you think?
I don't know. I heard. Am I the one who suggested that, or did you? I can't remember.
Suggested it. Sony, in their wonderful hack by the people over at Kim Jong-un headquarters.
Their wonderful hack.
No, I put air quotes on the second one. You didn't see that. You'll see it in 20 seconds of the delay from Twitch. They
there it goes.
From the alleged quote that Kim Jong-un, the alleged hack claims that Sony was in contemplation for a Super Smash Brothers movie. And from what I understand is it's going to be something similar to what Subspace Emissary was. If you remember Subspace Emissary, for the people that played Super Smash Brothers Brawl. Obviously, they're going to have to do a lot of voiceover, because I think that being a silent movie will not be as cool. Although, you could do it.
Yeah, I've like thought about both ways, and I don't know.
There's a side of me. There's a side of me that
talks about Unfriended.
Oh, no. We're on Skype call right now. Did you kill anybody? Did you make anybody do bad things to themselves? Because you posted a video of one of them being drunk, he didn't take it off.
I'm not in liberty to discuss that right now.
I don't. I legitimately do not like that this movie is a thing. And your whole film is a horror movie
On
about
Skype.
a freaking Skype call. How much money did Microsoft make out of this? Hey, can we use Skype for an entire movie projection? Like, their budget must have been like $15, and they were just like, oh yeah, let's just have a Skype call.
That is true. That's got to be like some super cheap, like, that's actually, if it ends up being huge, that's like the most efficient way to make a movie.
Yeah, but it's sad that it'll be a thing if it's effective. Well,
I mean, honestly, I won't be surprised
I won't
because
be either.
it's a new concept.
Yeah, well, new concepts like that typically also get made fun of as well. So
They either do really good or they crash and burn.
yeah, I hope this crashes and burns, to be honest with you. I don't want to see this. I will not see it. I refuse. I will not pay my $13 to go into the movies to go and watch this. Yes, and my theater is $13. Shut up.
Yeah, it's like that in a lot of places.
Welcome to watching movies nowadays.
Anyway, back to Super Smash Bros. Movie.
I think that if they do it, I feel like there's going to be a sense of Dragon Ball Z where it's just a ton of fighting. I don't know that
I will be okay with that.
And I'll be okay with it too. What movie did I just watch recently? I don't remember if it was Two Guns or if it was a one that had Wahlberg or
Two Men,
Denzel
One Gun?
Washington in it. I don't remember, but it was one movie that I watched, and oh gosh, I really wish I could remember the name of it. But anyway, it was like all action, and I loved it to death because it was actually good sequential action. If they create this thing's got to be spot on with action fights. If they can do that correctly, they could have a great movie behind it. But obviously, this being, it'd have to be in a 3D rendering. I mean, obviously, a guy's not going to dress up in a Mario character.
Yeah, it would be like animated.
That would be. There's a side of me that says this is going to be cool, but there's a side of me that's going to get like all of the Super Smash Bros. Enthusiasts to like go against them.
I mean, part of me wants to agree with the enthusiasts, and part of me wants to just be like, if you don't want to watch the movie, don't watch it. It's not like you're losing anything by them making this movie. It's not changing the development of Super Smash Bros. In any way. It's already out. Like, just keep playing the game, and the people who want to watch the movie can go watch the movie. Like,
right. There's, like I said, there's going to be a two-way street with that, and we'll see how things go with it overall. I'm kind of excited to see if it actually becomes a thing. I mean, I already forgot. What was the movie that we talked about last week that was supposed to be becoming a thing? Or it was maybe the last episode in Season 1 that we talked... No, the episode before that in Season 1.
I don't remember.
Oh, shoot. I wish I could remember. There's a movie... Was it Legend of Zelda? Maybe.
No, there's the Legend of Zelda Netflix series is like Nintendo's giving us the runaround on that, but that's not what we were talking about.
Okay. I don't remember anymore, but I really wish I could remember. Anyway, there's another Nintendo related movie that's supposed to be coming up. Well, I think that wraps up for today's podcast. I appreciate everybody that came by for the live edition. We had like 67,000 people come and watch that. Isn't that crazy, Yeti?
I know, just an uncountable number.
It's crazy. I opened the chat and I kept scrolling. I continued to scroll. That's what I was doing earlier. It was scrolling and scrolling of just all the people that were there. I'm glad I didn't turn on my follow notification that I now have in my Twitch chats. So I'm very glad that I didn't do that because it would have been insane. By the way, for the people that did not get a chance to watch this on live edition, twitch.tv/JGames42 is where we host this thing live. If you're ever interested in just coming by and joining, I do a lot of different live streams. I play a couple Minecraft games, and correlating that we might sneak a couple more live editions coming in the future. Or maybe we'll just record the thing live. It depends how well I can export this later. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today. Mr. Yeti Hyrule, as always, thank you so much, sir, for joining us today. And everybody that's in chat right now, say bye to the entire audience, even though they can't see you physically. I'm Jay, wishing you a wonderful day. Goodbye. 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 We're done.